Okay, Romford Short Film Festival. We've just seen the short film, Shortfall, in fact, directed by this gentleman here. Would you like to just introduce yourself and all your roles, please, in the film?
Yes, hello, my name is Mark Kavanagh, and I'm the writer and director of Shortfall, and I also produced it, and I ended up acting in it as well, so I had quite a few hats on.
Yeah. Were you always planning to act in it, or was that sort of an accident?
No, well, I am a trained actor, you know, so it kind of made sense to just do it. Well, I knew what I wanted to do with that part, and I just thought it would be easier to play it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm easy to pay, which is good, and I'm always around, so I thought this might work out okay.
There you go. That's the two things you need. Yeah, easy to negotiate with.
Yeah.
So let's go all the way back then. How did you get into filmmaking?
Well, I started as an actor, and I was acting for years, and then kids came along, and I couldn't really live that lifestyle, because you know you're constantly trying to get some cash in. But then I got more into the writing side of things, so I was writing theatre for quite a bit.
Okay.
But I was also doing short films, and I did a few that I directed myself, and I was acting in ones, and I'd written ones and things like that there.
Okay.
But then Shortfall is kind of the first, you know, we've all got a few films that we've sort of in the back of the cupboard, you know, that we don't really show anybody.
Yeah.
But Shortfall was kind of the first proper one. I met up with my DOP, Mike Lockhart, and he wanted to make a film, and I wanted to make a film, and then we kind of discussed. Well, I threw a few scripts at him, and we kind of discussed a few different ideas, and then I said, listen, why don't we just start from scratch? We'll pick a genre, and we'll kind of do a deep dive into it. So I thought noir would be a good one to write and direct, and I thought for him to be DOP, you know, he could start looking at chiaroscuro lighting and Dutch angles and all that type of stuff, you know. So then came up with a script, and he liked it, and we thought, right, we'll go with that. So it's sort of a neo-noir, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in a drawer kind of thing, was it, in your mind? Or
no, well, we were discussing different ideas, and we had a few different ones, and it was kind of like, well, we need a bit of a budget for that one, and we'll leave that one maybe for next or whatever. And then that idea came to me. It's a bit of an urban legend, that I think that I've heard, somebody told me that I think in Dublin that somebody had taken a till into the pub.
Yeah.
And it was an extra till, and the staff were getting money out of it. And I heard somebody who watched this, they said, "Oh yes, I heard that happen down in this pub in town," you know. So I think it's a bit of an urban myth. I don't know, but I like the idea, and I thought it fitted those characters. Those are kind of stock characters that you would find in a lot of noir. And I thought that story sort of worked for them, you know.
Yeah, it's a nice little twist at the end.
Yeah.
Talk about your cast then. How did you cast the film? How did you then work with them on the set?
So Christine, who played Cora, I'd worked with her before. I'd done a play called The Wife and Me and My Sex Doll Ruby, which was on about a year before I'd done this. And Christine's brilliant, you know. So I asked her would she be up for it, and she wanted to do it. And then I did a small acting job, and Michael was in that, so I asked him, was he up for it? And then I cast myself. You know, I was a bit nervous about casting myself, because I kind of wrote the part, and then I was rehearsing it, and it just didn't feel like it was going the right direction, you know. So I asked my wife Kelly to come out. She's the caterer on it. Kelly Jackson was down there as the caterer. So I asked her to come out, and she's working the arts herself, and I kind of ran the scene with her, and she sort of gave me a few pointers, and it sort of was bringing me more towards the way that I'd written it, you know. So she kind of helped out there. I can't take all the credit for directing myself. And then working with them on set, it was great. What I like to rehearse with the actors before we get on set. So I got a rehearsal room, and we read through the script, and we talked through it, and just messed about with some stuff. And then when we got there on the day, they pretty much knew what they were doing, so there wasn't a lot of rehearsal, which was good, because we didn't have a lot of time. We shot it all in one day, so they were pretty well versed by the time we got to shooting it. I shot it in my back garden as well. So they were great. I didn't really have to give them much direction. We kind of worked all that through in the rehearsal day.
Okay.
You know, so.
And how is it seeing your film up on a big screen? Do you, a lot of filmmakers sit here and then they say, oh, well, I saw this that I'm not happy about, or I saw that I'd like to change. But other ones think, yeah, that's the best, that's my best, you know, I gave it my best shot and it's there and it's great to see it. Where do you sort of fall on that?
It's great to see it, but yeah, I do start kind of looking at things and sort of going, oh, that should have been tighter, and oh, that line's, you know. Yes, I am pretty critical of it, but at the same time, it's done now. I have to kind of let it go, you know. So it is enjoyable to watch it, and I do have to just sit back and let it happen. But yeah, you can't help being critical. I think. Yeah.
Do you edit your own films?
No, I'm pretty hopeless with technology, so I can barely send a text message, let alone edit a film. So I generally get somebody to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you collaborate with them? Do you give them notes?
Yeah. So generally they'll do a sort of an assembly edit, and then we'll sit down and properly go through it. So I sit in the room with them, and we'll go through the whole thing. Yeah.
Do you just make short films yourself? Have you made features? Are you planning to make features?
Well, yeah, definitely. So the plan is at the moment, I've done this and I got funding for my next one, so that's ready to go out pretty soon. It's just been graded at the moment. And I've got a few shorts that I'm trying to get produced at the moment, so any producers out there, give me a shout, because I need a producer to work with.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of shorts that I'm trying to get made, and I'll hopefully over the next couple of years try and get them made, but while I'm doing that, I'll be focusing on writing features. So I just finished a draft of a feature there last week. Okay. So yeah, the plan is to try and work towards features. Yeah.
Were there any particular shots or beats in this that were a challenge, like logistically maybe?
Well, I think it was just a time limitation, because we were shooting in the evening, shooting at night. We sort of started at about 2. So the first scene, or the last scene that was in the garage, we shot that first. So that wasn't too bad. And then the fear is obviously we're shooting in Belfast, and it's just the weather, because we were shooting outside. So that second scene, which I think it looks brilliant. I think Mike did a really wonderful job shooting it. But it was just that fear of the rain. There was a couple of showers here and there, and luckily they passed. Right. And then just trying to get it wrapped up on time, because we did shoot it. We didn't go over. I think there was one shot that I think Michael kept fluffing his lines. Right. And I had to say to Mike, listen, can we do one more? Can we do another few? And he was sort of going, well, we should be done. But obviously, he wanted to do the best that he could as well. So we managed to get another couple of shots. But yeah, it was just a bit tough getting it done time-wise on that day. Yeah.
And what about a moment where you're really happy with a particular shot or a?
I just love that whole first section with Cora and Frank. We shot that in my back garden, and it doesn't look anything like that.
No, it looks like a beer garden.
It does look like a beer garden, but it doesn't look anything like that. So we had to sort of close off the space. Yeah. So I have a fence running down one side of the garden. Okay. So what I did was I cut a massive big section out of the fence and took that to the back of the garden to set up a sort of a wall. Because we were at one point we were thinking of getting rid of the fence, but then we kind of thought, actually I think we'll keep the fence. So I had the bit that I cut out, I had to put back into the fence to try and complete it again. So, but I think that turned out really well. I just love the lights and everything, and I think they did a really good job of lighting the scene. I just think it's really it's a pretty sexy scene, I think. So I do like that one. Yeah.
Did anyone in the audience have a question at this point? Would you like to raise your hands so I can hopefully see you?
Would you ever use what you did in the plot to make money for another film?
What do you mean?
So, like,
would you ever do what they do, the grift in the plot to make another film? That's a good question.
Well, I'm very ethical, obviously. I wouldn't want to do it, but...
And you're sort of giving yourself away now.
Yeah, and it's like, there's motive and there's proof. So it'd be a nice idea on how to make some money, to make a feature, definitely. And I suppose if you sort of looked at it, well, art is art, and you need to try and get the money to make art. But I don't think I would. I don't think I'll go down that path. I'll try and apply for some funding, I think, and see how that goes before I resort to.
Try that first. Anything? Anyone else? Is there anyone behind that light? Sorry, no. Right. So let's. Talk to money. Let's pretend someone in the street drops a holdall full of unlimited amounts of money. Who would you cast in a film, and which film would you make? Like, you can make any film, you've got an unlimited budget. What film would you make, and who would you cast in it?
So I have to make a movie that's been made before, is that?
No. So your dream film that you would like to make, of all your ideas.
That's a really difficult question. There is a film that's been in my mind for a long time, and it would be one that would be on down the line, because it would be a period drama and I would need a budget for it. And it's a story about this guy who's an outlaw back in the 1600s, called O'Halloran, I think his name was. And he was basically he was a highwayman around Northern Ireland. But that would be, I would love to make that film, and I would need a budget, so I would probably go with that one. In terms of casting, that's a really tricky one. So if I was having to cast that character, he's quite young. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'd love to go with a young Cillian Murphy for it. Would be brilliant. But he's getting on a bit now. But I think if Cillian came to me and wanted to be in it, I would write something for him.
You can de-age him now in CGI. It'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd love to work with Cillian Murphy, obviously. Yeah, so I think I would get him in there somewhere. Yeah.
Great. So your next project, what other ideas have you got that you're going to make?
So I've just finished one, and it's called Jimmy Won't Be at Work Today. So I got funding for that one. And it's basically about this. It's about this father who has a bit of a breakdown, and he's trying to find his way back to being joyful, or trying to find the joy in his life again. But at the same time, he has to look after his 8-year-old boy. You know? So it's really about mental health, and it's about him trying to find his way out of this depression that he's in. So it's very, very different to this one. So that's just being graded at the moment. So hopefully that'll be out soon, going around festivals. So we'll see how that goes. And then I've got another few scripts. I've got one about a taxidermist whose partner has been killed in a car crash, but she refuses to accept it. And the partner's been killed because he swerved to try and avoid a badger, hitting a badger, and she ends up having to do a taxidermy of a badger. So obviously she has to face the fact that he's gone. So that's what I'm working on, and a few other projects as well. So we'll see how they go.
Sounds intriguing.
Is
it a dark comedy? It sounds like a dark
it's
comedy.
a dark comedy, with a bit of it's quite a psychological comedy, I guess. Yeah.
Nice. Mark, thank you very much for submitting your film and for coming here and travelling to represent it and answering my questions.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A round of applause, please, for Mark. Thank you.